Welcome to the Explainer. Today, we're going to jump headfirst into the super vibrant, totally chaotic world of the J-pop track Daisuki Boy. And we're going to figure out what makes it just so incredibly catchy.
So we're going to answer that exact question. We'll do it by breaking down how this song uses a really simple story, some real-world locations, very specific language, and, get this, one super quirky metaphor to create just pure, concentrated joy.
See, at its heart, the song is telling a simple story. It's all about a perfect, kind of chaotic date that's unfolding all across Japan. And these opening lines, they just immediately set this playful, adventurous tone.
So yeah, this song isn't just a collection of cute lines, you know? It actually takes us on a journey. Okay, so let's dive into our first section, the story and setting.
All right, so the whole adventure kicks off in Shibuya. This is a district that's just buzzing with energy. I mean, if you've ever seen pictures of that famous, massive crosswalk in Tokyo, yep, that's the place. It is the perfect setting to kick off a high-energy date.
And this line, it just brilliantly illustrates that spontaneous, high-energy feeling that defines not just the location, but the whole relationship in the song. See, it's not about things going perfectly. It's all about the fun they have even when things go wrong.
Okay, so from that crazy rush of Shibuya, their journey takes them over to Shinagawa, and here the pace kind of shifts a little bit for some more classic date activities.
This line totally grounds the fantasy in these classic Japanese date things. You know, swinging in a park and grabbing some takoyaki, which by the way is this amazing ball-shaped street food. It just makes the whole scene feel so real and relatable.
So what the song is doing is creating this awesome mini tour of Japan. It's blending the modern, bustling chaos of Tokyo, Shibuya, and Shinagawa with the classic romance and cultural heart of Kyoto, and that gives their relationship both excitement and depth. It's so smart.
All right, let's move on. Section 2, the language of kawaii. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, because the song uses these specific Japanese words to pack a huge amount of cultural and emotional meaning into just a few syllables.
And we see this so perfectly when a grandma laughs and calls their playful antics, chasing cats and dancing with pigeons, kawaii. It just perfectly captures their charming, almost childlike energy.
Now the song is super clever here because it uses both of these terms to show a progression. It starts with that playful daisuki, which signals a fun crush, right? But then it crescendos to aishiteru in the chorus, and that marks a journey from just simple affection to deep, true love.
And all these little conversational phrases, they're sprinkled all throughout the song, which makes it feel incredibly authentic. It's almost like we're being let in on their private jokes, like we're right there with them on the date.
Okay, this brings us to Section 3, decoding octopus love. And this is probably the most memorable and, let's be honest, the most bizarre part of the entire song. Its central metaphor.
I mean, at first it seems completely random, right? An octopus? But this octopus love metaphor is actually the key that unlocks the whole feeling of the song.
So, the octopus, it brilliantly symbolizes a love that is joyful, surprising, and just wraps you up completely in its fun. This isn't some serious, dramatic love story. Nope, this is a love with 8 arms, full of playful energy and happy chaos.
So, when we put all of these pieces together, the story, the places, the language, we get the perfect recipe for a J-pop hit. And that brings us to our last section, the J-pop formula.
And this formula is exactly what makes so many J-pop songs so effective. You start with a story you can relate to, you ground it in real locations, you inject all this emotion with cultural keywords, and then you top it all off with a unique, memorable metaphor. It's basically a blueprint for bottling a feeling that feels both super specific to Japanese culture, but also universally understood.
This line here from the bridge, it translates to, even if it's weird, it's the best. And honestly, that is the perfect summary of the song's entire message. It's all about celebrating the imperfections, the strangeness, and saying that's what makes their love so great.
So, at the end of the day, Daisuki Boy isn't just about a couple on a date. It's really about capturing a specific feeling, you know? That moment of young, spontaneous, and wonderfully weird love that just makes the entire world feel like your own personal playground.
And that is the real magic here. By combining all these elements so masterfully, the song doesn't just tell us about a date, it actually creates that unforgettable, joyful experience for us, the listeners.
So, you know the song itself asks in its final line, is that the end? And the answer is, not at all. The feeling it creates is just so infectious. It makes you want to hit play and experience that wonderfully weird octopus love all over again.